Houston, there's a light out there that's following us.
He walked on the moon. Tonight, he says, aliens are among us.
Former astronaut Lake Worth resident Edgar Mitchell has raised some eyebrows and ruffled some feathers with his claims.
When it comes to UFO sightings, you might expect reports from pilots, military officials, or everyday people. But what happens when the witnesses are astronauts, some of the most highly trained observers in the world? Today we're counting down 10 UFO sightings from astronauts that have left experts scratching their heads. So, let's dive in.
In 1951 or 1950, you had a couple days of observing something usual flying over Europe?
Yes. We had some kind of craft flying overhead at pretty good altitude and flying the same kind of formation we fly in our fighters.
Were they planes? I mean, what?
Well, it turns out they didn't have wings. They were saucer-shaped, and we never could get as high or as fast as they were, so to really positively identify them, but they were metallic-looking and saucer in shape, and they can do a few maneuvers that we couldn't do in an airplane.
What maneuvers are that?
Like just horizontally displace themselves rapidly. Be flying along and just move over rapidly.
Astronaut Gordon Cooper was one of NASA's first and most respected astronauts, but before he even made it into space, he reported seeing UFOs, including a sighting of a saucer in 1951 and a UFO sighting in 1957 while working as a test pilot. Gordon claimed his crew saw a metallic disc land at Edwards Air Force Base, and not only that, it was filmed, but when the footage was sent to higher ups, it was never seen again.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong, is rumoured to have seen something unexpected during Apollo 11's mission. According to unverified accounts, Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin allegedly saw UFOs watching them from the edge of a crater. While NASA has never confirmed this, some claim Armstrong admitted in private that they were already there. Whilst he didn't directly address this publicly, at least that I'm aware of, he certainly made some odd comments that may have been connected to the UFO subject before he died.
There was something out there that was close enough to be observed, and what could it be? Mike decided he thought he could see it in the telescope, and he was able to do that. And when it was in one position, that it had a series of ellipses. But when you made it real sharp, it was sort of L-shaped. That didn't tell us very much.
NASA knew very little about the object reported by the Apollo 11 crew. It was obviously an unidentified flying object, but such objects were not uncommon, and the history of even Earth orbit space flights going back over the previous years indicated that several crews saw objects.
I don't know how many or where or how they're doing it, but they've been observing us and here for quite some time, and we see these craft all the time.
Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell became a believer in alien visitation. While he never claimed to have personally witnessed one in space, he later stated that high-level officials told him about extraterrestrial encounters. He even said that he was 90% sure that many UFOs are alien craft being covered up by the government. During the Skylab 3 mission in 1973, astronauts photographed a strange glowing object outside their spacecraft. On September 20th, during flight day 55 of the Skylab 3 mission, all three astronauts witnessed and photographed a strange, pulsating red object over 10 minutes before it vanished into darkness. Despite its documentation in official archives, contradictions in NASA's records raise serious questions. Whilst these inconsistencies don't prove a cover-up, they conveniently obscure key evidence. To this date, the Skylab 3 UFO remains a credible, unexplained sighting, one that neither NASA nor NORAD has officially identified. One of the most bizarre space UFO sightings happened during NASA's STS-48 mission in 1996. A long tether broke loose in space, and what happened next shocked many. Hundreds or thousands of strange glowing objects appeared on NASA's live feed. NASA said they were space debris or ice particles, but many researchers believe they are something far more advanced, something appearing to move intelligently. The images beamed back even took NASA officials by surprise, as you can hear from the radio transmission.
Franklin, we see a long line, a couple of star-like things, and a lot of things swimming in the foreground. Can you describe what you're seeing?
Well, the long line is a tether, and there's a little bit of debris that kind of flies with us, and it's illuminated by the sun at such low angle. So there's a lot of stray light, and it's getting washed out quickly, but Claude is trying to do a quick, good job here adjusting the cameras.
Copy that.
During the STS-80 mission, astronauts recorded large circular objects moving in an intelligent pattern above Earth's atmosphere. NASA explained them as ice particles, but many argue their movements suggest deliberate control. Even veteran astronaut Dr. Story Musgrave admitted the objects were very, very strange.
I did come into contact with, or almost came into contact with, these two spherical metallic, basically chrome orbs about 3 feet in diameter, one on top of the other. And they passed within 20 feet of my airplane on the left side, going the opposite direction just below. And I got a good look at them, and I didn't know what they were at the time, and I kind of continued to believe they were probably part of some kind of a secret program, a government program for advanced drones, but I have no way of knowing. My biggest concern, and I didn't even have time to get scared because they just whizzed by me so quickly, there wasn't even time for that. So it remains a mystery. I don't know. I have no way of knowing what happened.
Yeah. So you say 20 feet away. That was real close to not being good for you and your airplane.
Right, absolutely, yeah. I mean,
some say it shows a spaceship orbiting the Earth. And if you think that's crazy, I should tell you, the video comes from NASA.
It's the hottest tape on the American UFO circuit. Tape shot from the Space Shuttle Discovery, a white dot 200 miles above us. Some say it's proof of a UFO battle in orbit around Earth.
I believe that's 0428.
Of course, our government says it's all balderdash, but it's enough to send the spirits of believers skyrocketing. We examined the videotape in our offices with hotshot UFO researcher Don Ecker. Ecker is a police detective in the Pacific Northwest who's now on the staff of UFO magazine.
Okay, here it is. You see it? Now watch it. Now as it gets up here, we'll make a right angle turn, shoot off into space, and something flashes past them. There. And whoosh.
They're shooting stars.
Shooting stars, Mike? That's no shooting star. That whatever that thing is took an evasive maneuver.
There have been videotapes before, of course, but this simple footage is said to be much more convincing. Now, watch closely. There, beneath the shuttle, is planet Earth. Thunderstorms light up the night sky. But then something very curious happens. Watch this white dot. At first, it appears to be just a piece of space junk lost in orbit. Then it makes a right turn, accelerates, and appears to fly away.
Run it back a little more. Okay, that's good. All right, now this thing is traveling this way. It suddenly makes a right angle turn and shoots into space. Right here. Now watch it.
Now we're blowing this up to see
right,
it better.
Watch it. There it goes, and here comes the shot.
They say this shot is the most remarkable thing of all on the tape. It could appear that the object turned sharply to avoid this white streak, which flies by exactly where the object had been a moment before.
In 2016, on the ISS live feed, a giant object appeared moving towards the ISS. The object can be seen getting closer and closer as if to have a look. Then the object moves away, out of sight. This case hit numerous news outlets at the time. I found this one fascinating due to the movement and trajectory. It definitely moves closer, then moves away. And it's huge. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like and the subscribe and all that good stuff that really helps with the algorithm. I really enjoyed making this one, and I'd be interested in knowing what you think I should have included or what I shouldn't have included, or if there's any interesting cases out there that I've just maybe never heard of. Let me know. I'd love to dig into it. Until next one, take care of yourselves, guys. Bye now.